Hi everybody, so glad to be here to talk to you. This is what I'm calling my fifth video, which is about spirituality and meditation. And this is going to complete our study of therapeutic essential oils with the list of the 60 oils that I pour that are organic and wildcrafted. So the oils we're going to be covering today are cedarwood, frankincense, jasmine, juniper, myrrh, neroli, pine, rose, rosemary, sage, sandalwood, and spruce. I think I would like to start out by talking about a few of the basics that I have reviewed before, and that is that the oils oxygenate the pineal and the pituitary gland. The oils with the sesquiterpenes in them actually cross the blood-brain barrier and go right to our limbic part of our brain and help us with thoughts that we have already had in there for survival and allow us to shift that. And I did talk to you in the video class on our mood-enhancing essential oils, how the amygdala gland in the limbic center only responds to fragrance and to smell, and the studies that TJ Lingo did to prove that, a 15-year-old study. So the oils are going to really enhance the opening of our crown chakra so that we can meditate and receive information from source. So let's go ahead and get started on these single oils. And before I do start, I would like to introduce Laura Bookbinder. I've known Laura for probably about 5-6 years. We have a great relationship and we're great friends, and she has an incredible business going on called Yoga Bliss. So Laura, why don't you say a few things?
Thank you so much, Lisa, for having me. I'm super excited to be on this show with you. I just love the oils, the essential oils that you listed for spirituality and feeling grounded and centered. They just enhance the yoga practice. They enhance that feeling of well-being, and I just love them. So I'm really excited to share that with everyone today and learn some more maybe.
You use the essential oils in your yoga practice personally and also with your students, isn't that right?
Yes, I use the single oils, I use blends, I use sprays all the time. Even before I start a class, I like to clear the room with the sprays. I'm constantly using them. My bag is full of them. I find that people love them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a bag that I carry with me, and I think you made a very good point that you use the oils to prepare yourself for your teaching and for the bliss that you are teaching your students to be able to enjoy in life, and for them to be able to be centered and focused and relaxed. And we all know really that for our health to be healthy, probably the most important part of that is that we have peace inside of us.
Absolutely.
For us to have physical health and to have mental health. And the plague that really exists with us humans is being in chaos. And I love the fact that your profession guides people to leave the chaos and go to peace. And that's what the amygdala gland does. There's an anterior position and a posterior position. And when we breathe a fragrance, whether it's in the middle of the woods or the ocean air, or we smell a food that we really like, or we breathe a flower, the essential oils, when we breathe them and they go through our olfactory to our limbic system, they will shift us from the posterior position of the amygdala to the anterior position. Posterior position is trauma drama. And that's where we exist a lot of the time in life in order to deal with what we have to do. And that's why I like to carry my oils with me, because I'm focused and I'm intense and I'm trying to get somewhere and I'm trying to speak or I'm trying to do something. I want to leave trauma drama and move to the anterior position to love and peace and happiness and centeredness, because it's proven that our body will show up in our organs somewhere, any kind of an emotional trauma that we are holding inside of our body and not letting it go. And our mental health is very dependent upon how we feel, and these oils are just incredible to shift that. We're going to start with cedarwood. Cedarwood has a really nice woody smell. I love to use it in a blend because it sort of brings that richness to it. It's an oil that does have sesquiterpene in it, which allows it to pass the blood-brain barrier. And it's a very calming oil. Historically, it was used by the North American Indians to enhance their spiritual communication. It creates the symbolic effect of the umbrella, protecting the earth and bringing energy in from the universe. At night, the animals in the wild lie down under the tree for protection, recharging, and rejuvenation that the trees bring to them. I'm reading from the book that I've mentioned on my other videos, and that is the Reference Guide to Essential Oils by Connie and Alan Higley. And you can get this on my website, lisasherbsandoils.com. So cedarwood is really good for the pituitary and the pineal gland. Actually opens them up, and that's a very important part with spirituality and meditation. Some of the other things that it does is it releases anxiety, and it is very good for a lot of physical issues that we can have as well. Hair loss, cellulite, very good for tension. And it's actually listed in the book, very good for yoga. So it's right there. Clary sage is the next oil, and we usually think of clary sage as a hormonal balancing oil, especially for women. But you know what? Clary sage, when it's breathed, will create and enhance a dream state. And it actually will bring a feeling of euphoria when you breathe clary sage. So that would definitely be very, very beneficial with spirituality and meditation. And some of the other things that clary sage will do is it actually helps with sexual issues of frigidity and impotence. And it's very good for menstrual issues and menopause issues. A very good cell regulator, meaning that it helps the cells in the body to be in a regulated form. It's got a smell like nothing else. Clary sage is a very individualistic smell. I really, really enjoy it. It's very different than the others. Sometimes some of the oils you think are really similar, but not clary sage. Our next oil is grapefruit. And you know, we don't very often think of grapefruit as being spiritual and meditative, but I love how they state in the book that when you breathe it and it goes to your limbic part of your brain, it will help prevent one from drowning in his or her own negativity.
Wow.
So that's a very powerful statement. Very.
You know, I use that a lot, Lisa, when I teach. Because, you know, a lot of yogis some aren't used to the oils, and they don't like that rusty smell of cedarwood or clary sage. It's too intense for them. But I find that the grapefruit, everybody loves it. It immediately brings them up, uplifts them, and they don't mind having that on their skin.
Wonderful. I think that is true of all the citruses, although the only citrus we're going to be talking about in this class is grapefruit. But the citruses are pressed out of the peel, and they have a light, fresh smell that people that are, like you say, not as fond of the heavier smells, they really love a light smell like this.
Yeah.
I love it, though. It helps us from drowning from our own negativity. Great. Very balancing and uplifting, and relieves anxiety. Other uses for grapefruit that we've sort of covered before, but it's sort of nice to hear again, is it's good for cellulite, eating disorders, hangovers, good for weight loss, indigestion, jet lag, depression, headaches, migraine headaches, PMS, and very cleansing to the lymphatic system. So, you know, in holistic thinking, we can't just isolate it just to being spiritual, because holistic is mind, body, emotions, and spirit. So there's always going to be some overlapping. So that's wonderful about the grapefruit, and you're using it in the yoga classes. We are now going to jasmine. And I know we've reviewed jasmine before in the other videos, but it's absolutely gorgeous, rich smell that I even find a lot of men like, but women really love jasmine. And jasmine is very uplifting to the emotions. It helps to increase intuitive power, so it's going to work with that third eye at the sixth chakra. And it's incredible to help with wisdom. We all want more wisdom. We all want to learn from our past mistakes and allow it to be a springboard to living life better. And jasmine is also for powerful, inspirational relationships. And everything we do with other people is about relationships. So that's very, very wonderful. It helps to reduce anxiety, reduces apathy. So people that are like, I don't even know what I want, it helps them to relieve that apathy, to relieve the indifference, the listlessness. It actually helps you to feel more attractive. That's what the book states. So we all can use that as well. It does have a lot of physical applications that are interesting. Menstrual issues, nervous exhaustion, pain relief, respiratory. It's definitely an aphrodisiac. It helps to thin mucus so the body can get rid of it. It's good for a hoarse voice. And I love to read this little statement that's in the book about jasmine, because this actually includes all of the oils and the potency of them and how strong they are and how much is required of plant material to make the 10 ml bottle. The 10 ml bottle size, which is the most common size that we use. 10 ml has 200 drops in it. You use 1 to 2 drops per usage, or you just breathe it. You just breathe it. It'll last a long time. Jasmine. 1 pound of jasmine oil requires 1,000 pounds of jasmine, or 3.6 million fresh picked blossoms. The blossoms must be collected before sunrise, or much of the fragrance will have evaporated. The quality is compromised if they're squashed. 1 pound can of pure jasmine oil will cost between $1,200 to $4,500. Synthetic jasmine for 1 pound is $3.50. So you see why our world went toward synthetic, because they felt that they could save money. But let's all be very aware of the fact that when we have synthetics in our environment, we are damaging ourselves, because those are chemicals that our liver has to process, our lungs have to get rid of, our urine, all of our skin has to let go of these toxins, and all of these artificial fragrances, Glade plugins, Renews It, Febreze, they are synthetic. They are chemicals. And there are many, many cases of asthma and allergies with that. So we really want to support ourselves with the happiness and the peace that these oils bring, along with the purity that they are organic compounds from the plants. We are now going to go to myrtle. I never thought of myrtle as a spiritual oil, because myrtle's an oil that I always think of with hypothyroid. It helps to bring the thyroid activity up. There are a lot of people suffering from hypothyroid. Actually, that was a mistake. I meant myrrh. So that's just a little added little tidbit there for you to use the myrrh, the information from myrtle, and we're now going to shift to myrrh, which is a spiritual oil. Myrrh was given at Jesus' birth as one of the gifts, along with frankincense, and it is a biblical oil used very, very often in the Bible, and it's extremely good to promote spiritual awareness and is very, very uplifting. It has a lot of uses in the physical context as well. Historically, it was used for cancer and herpes and leprosy. And myrrh is something that today they use a lot for the health of the mouth, but it definitely is one of the oils with the sesquiterpene to cross the blood-brain barrier, and is always been revered, to be used in the temples and the churches to add to the spirituality. Frankincense is an oil that we passed alphabetically, but you know, an aromatherapist, whenever asked what oil they could not be without, is frankincense. It's considered a holy oil, again, used by the temples and by the churches for a very, very long time. Frankincense we know is anti-cancer, but it's absolutely touted to increase spiritual awareness and touted to be used for meditation. This is one that is very, very healing for severe physical issues, and I do believe that that healing comes about by shifting the emotional component and the opening of spirituality to help this type of healing to go on. Highly oxygenates the pineal and the pituitary gland. Juniper. This is on the list of spiritual oils. I think of juniper usually as an oil for the kidneys. It is very, very good to bring love and peace into our being and elevate our spiritual awareness. Now, again, we have an evergreen. So it's like the cedar wood. The animals slept under the evergreens to be charged with energy. So juniper is a tree that grows out west. It's usually a gnarled old tree, but it stays green all the time. It has not quite as a woody smell as cedar wood, but hopefully you guys are able to smell the oils as we review them, and you're being able to breathe them into your system. It's been used for purification for centuries, very much for physical issues, but also for banishing evil spirits. Okay, now we are to Neroli. Neroli is orange blossom, and when you breathe this one, you feel like you're in heaven. Everyone loves to walk through an orange grove while it's blooming. It's beautiful, beautiful smell. Neroli is light at the end of the tunnel. So it's pretty hard to sit down and meditate when you really think there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And when you're overwhelmed with the things that come at you, and things are always going to come at us in life, but it's our perception of how they come at us as to whether they're going to hurt us or not. And you can prove that all the time. And I actually enjoy proving it now. I didn't used to enjoy it. I used to think, oh no, not another problem. Now it's like, okay, what's my new lesson with this? And I'm sure that the essential oils help me to get to that level in my thinking. Neroli, you can have someone sobbing, saying there is no way out, and they breathe neroli, and they stop crying, and they're like, I think that I could do this. And it gives them great, great hope. It's listed in the book as bringing relief to seemingly hopeless situations. It vibrates in the 2nd and 4th chakra. It offers the gift of strength and courage that helps us see life's beauty. Aromatically, a natural tranquilizer. Stabilizes the emotions. Brings relief to seemingly hopeless situations. Encourages confidence, courage, joy, peace, and sensuality. Definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, I love neroli. I use that one all the time.
Pine. Pine we usually think of as for skin issues where there tends to be parasites or scabies or issues with the skin. But pine helps to soothe mental stress, relieve anxiety, and revitalize the entire body. Again, an evergreen, protecting us from negative energies from outside, grounding our root chakra, opening up our crown chakra. It stimulates the adrenal glands, and it's used, of course, for other issues in the physical sense, such as arthritis, asthma, nervous exhaustion, and it's very good for blood pressure as well. So now we're going to move on to rose. Rose vibrates at the highest hertz level. We've already talked in the other videos about we should be at 66 hertz vibration to be healthy. Rose vibrates at 320. Rose is not a flower that's my favorite. It's not my favorite smell when I smell flowers, but when I breathe rose oil, oh, I think it's just beautiful. It's my daughter's favorite. She puts it in her bath every day. And aromatically, rose is stimulating and elevating to the mind, creating a sense of well-being. Aphrodisiac-like, very good for sexual issues, also very calming, a sedative, antibacterial, and it is just something that when people breathe, it just gives them happiness, even if that's not their favorite flower. It's very good for aging skin as well. Rosemary is our next one. Rosemary was planted at the front door of the homes and with the ancient people as a protection. They felt that it warded off evil spirits, and it we think of it today, it's a very nice perennial bush. It's a beautiful smell to just rub the leaves. We go to a Greek restaurant. I go to a Greek restaurant near me, and the rosemary bushes, and I just like to rub the leaves and breathe in that fragrance, which is the same as if I was breathing the essential oil. So aromatically, it is extremely good for memory. Very good for opening the conscious mind. So that's something when you think about that. Do I need to open up my consciousness? Do I need to be here right now? Which means being conscious. Many people live in an unconscious state. They just do what they got to do, and they drive to work, and they do their work, and they're not really conscious. Rosemary will bring up that consciousness. Rosemary is a beautiful smell. It was regarded sacred by many civilizations. And again, as I stated, to drive away evil spirits and to protect against the plague. It is actually in the blend that was in the archives of the London Library, where the robbers, rosemary was one of the oils they rubbed on their body to prevent from being infected by the plague. After rosemary, sage. Everyone loves the idea of burning sage in their home to clear it of any type of evil energies. But sometimes we don't want to burn it and have that smell of smoke. So we can take sage oil and put it in with distilled water in a spray bottle, and we can spray the whole house without having that smoke smell. Sage is a great balancer of estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So that's going to help balance us. It's very, very helpful for the nervous system and the adrenal cortex. It is awesome for depression. It balances the pelvic chakra, where there could be negative emotions stored from just going through being a teenager and developing an adult body. Some people even have issues with that their body is now reproductive. The sage helps that second chakra to be clear of any residue of any negative feeling there. It helps relieve depression, mental fatigue, and mental strain. And sage is a strong smell. It's a very, very powerful oil to use. Sandalwood. Sandalwood is my favorite as far as smell. I absolutely love it. Men love sandalwood oil too. It's in a lot of their perfumes and colognes. And sandalwood aromatically, powerfully calms, harmonizes, and balances the emotions. It allows you to accept others with an open heart while diminishing your own egocentricity. It helps enhance meditation by opening the third eye. It can also be stimulating as well as grounding, as it is said to vibrate all 7 chakras. Sandalwood has sesquiterpene in it, so it crosses the blood-brain barrier, and it's very powerful in its physical healing as well. And it's used for such diseases as multiple sclerosis, ALS, laryngitis. It's good for confusion. It was used by the ancient Egyptians for enhancing meditation, and they also used it for embalming. It removes negative programming in the cells. As we know, our physical afflictions somewhere along the line came in from emotions, and possibly from DNA, possibly from childhood. It is usually paired with frankincense. You hear about sandalwood and frankincense quite often, and sandalwood has been used in the temples and the churches as well. It's also an aphrodisiac, an antidepressant, and a sedative. Spruce is the last oil we're going to talk about today. And spruce, again, is another evergreen tree. It's my favorite of the evergreens. And I love to use it when I do the raindrop body treatment. It all grounds us at our root chakra, opens the crown chakra, protects our auric field, smells wonderful. Aromatically, it grounds the body, creating the feeling of balance necessary to receive and give. It releases emotional blocks. It stimulates the thymus gland, which is all about our immune system, and the adrenal glands. It's very good for sciatica pain. It opens the pineal gland, very beneficial for bone pain. So, even though they're spiritual, they always have their physical applications and their emotional applications as well. Is there anything you'd like to say at this point, Laura? Because at this point, I'm going to go into the sprays that I have blended.
Yeah, I guess you keep going with the sprays, and then we'll go back to the spruce and the frankincense oil, and we'll do the meditation.
Okay. Laura's going to help us all at the very end of this video with a beautiful meditation for us to go forward with our day. But I would like to talk to you about the sprays that are on my website. Alphabetically, the first one is antiviral, and of course you don't think much about spirituality and meditation with antiviral, but it does open the fifth chakra. And in the antiviral, and the way you apply and use the sprays is spray them right up above your head and let the mist come down and clear the auric fields around your body. Breathe in that fragrance, which is increasing the oxygen that you're breathing into your lungs, and that oxygen is increased in your body. This blend, antiviral, contains clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, oregano, ravensara, and frankincense, and it opens the fifth chakra, the throat chakra, our ability to speak our truth. The second one actually has two names. Be Calm, and this is a recipe that we've used for a long time, Laura, even in the store. And this is geranium, peppermint, and grapefruit, and it is for supporting the adrenal glands that are the backup of our nervous system. Well, the new name we've given it, and we're flipping back and forth, is called adrenal fatigue. But I think the spiritual people would love it to be called Be Calm,
Yeah.
and I think the physical healing people like it to be called adrenal fatigue.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful, beautiful smell, and it opens the third chakra, which is our self-image. The next one is Be Happy. Be Happy is a very simple blend, orange and neroli, and it creates happiness via the limbic system, opens the seventh chakra, the crown chakra. Breathe is another that we don't so much think of as spiritual. It's eucalyptus, rosemary, fir, and fennel. It's for clearing the sinuses and the lungs, kills fungus and virus as well, opens the third chakra, the self-image, and opens the fifth chakra, our throat, speaking our truth. Focus, that could be very valuable with spirituality and meditation. It's peppermint, lemon, and rosemary. And it's waking your mind up, waking your brain up, waking up your focus. Very good for ADD and for studying. It opens the sixth chakra, which is the intuition, and the third chakra, our self-image. Grounded is the next blend I'd like to talk about. It's spruce, fir, and patchouli. It's very protective, connects us to Mother Earth, and calms down the mind chatter. That's spruce, fir, and patchouli. Opens the root chakra, and the crown chakra. Love is a blend of oils that pretty much are opening the heart chakra. They also open the second chakra, the sacral chakra, and that's ylang ylang, patchouli, rosewood, and sage. And you know, you can carry these with you in your purse or in your bag, and you can just spray yourself in the car, spray yourself, even if you have to go to the bathroom because you're in an office where people don't want to smell it. You can go to the bathroom and spray yourself. And if the spray is not appropriate, you can always have your blends in your bottles. Sprays seem to be really effective for spirituality, for shifting your direction quickly. Peaceful is a blend that we've created, which is tangerine, orange, and lavender. One of my acupuncture friends wanted a blend with those 3 oils, and I didn't think it would smell good, but everyone loves it. Very centering and calming, and it opens your 3rd chakra, your self-image. Protect is another spray with sage, frankincense, and fennel. Protection from negative surroundings. And again, can use it instead of burning sage, and it opens the 5th chakra, throat. Transcend is a blend that I had someone ask me to make, and it allows you to move through new levels in life. And transcend is cedar wood, clary sage, and tangerine. I love to spray this one. Then we have one that sounds really similar called transform. Transform is when you don't just want to flow through your levels of life, you want to step up and make a change. Transform is ylang ylang, orange, cedarwood, rosemary, spruce, and cinnamon. And I just have to spray it because I love them so much. And some people might say, well, is that too much? How much is too much? You will tune in. In the beginning, you're going to use the oils lightly. Your body and your mind are going to adapt to them, and you're going to become an oil junkie. Then you're going to want to just have them with you all the time. And I have them with me all the time. I carry them in my purse. Someone will ask me, why do I smell the way I smell? Why do I have a good attitude? What is it that I smell? This smells like I'm in a spa. I pull my little bag out of my purse and I go, oh, do you want to smell this? And they get all excited and everybody gets happy, which leads us to our last spray, which is called Uplift. And this is an anti-depression spray. This is orange, jasmine, bergamot, neroli, and ylang ylang. Very high vibration, aphrodisiac, and antidepressant. Opens the 7th chakra, the crown, and the 6th chakra, the 3rd eye. So the sprays are on the website, Lisa's Herbs and Oils, as are the videos real soon, and specials on the oils. So it was great being with you today. And again, even though I've been doing this for going on 19 years, it's still a delight to work with the oils, because when you show someone a little tool, a little bottle, or a little bottle of spray, and this is something that they can use and physically hold and have access to help them get through the day, get to the next hour, what a blessing. So I'm going to turn it over to Laura right now so that she can say what she would like to say and end us in a meditation, and then I'll say goodbye to you afterwards.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I get so excited just listening to you and talking about it and smelling the oils.
Yeah.
It really wakes you up. It wakes up. I was going to say the frankincense, it really starts to connect you to your higher self. All you have to do is take off the cap and take a deep breath, and it starts to connect you to be present and in the moment. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to try our best to be present. Some days it's harder than others. So I'll just have you start in a comfortable seated position and just close your eyes. You want to sit up nice and tall and start connecting with your breath. And as you connect with your breath, I want you to let go of your thoughts of what's going to happen next. or what you need to do next. And let go of what happened before you came to this video today. And just simply breathe. That's all you want to focus on. So I want you to inhale through your nose as your belly inflates. And then slow exhale through your nose as you draw the belly in and up. Good. Just one more deep breath like that. Inhale, fill your belly, fill your lungs, fill your heart. And slow exhale, release out through the nose. And then if you have an oil nearby, you can go ahead and open up one of the oils or grab a spray, and you can just spray it over your aura, just like Lisa said, allowing any negativity to go out through your exhales. And then maybe you rub the oil into your hands and take a nice deep breath in. I love to use the spruce oil for feeling grounded and centered. And then the frankincense to lift me up. So it's a balance of the two chakras. So go ahead and close your eyes one more time. This time I'm going to have you take your hands to heart center. So your thumbs are towards your heart. And start to sit up real tall. So maybe you tilt back a little bit, drawing the shoulders back and down, starting to lift the heart up towards the ceiling. Breathe into your heart, and then take an open mouth exhale. One more like that. Take a nice deep inhale through your heart. Fill the lungs with more love. Open mouth, exhale, let it all go. Good, then I'd like you to focus on your root chakra for a moment. So that's by your tailbone, the base of your spine. You can start to imagine a beautiful red light filling that area with more peace, with more security, more centeredness. Then notice if you're holding on to any pain anywhere. Could be in your head, it could be in your hips, it could be in your neck and shoulders. Breathe into that area, take a nice deep breath, inhale. Open mouth, exhale, let it all go. Good, and then start to take your attention to your heart. You can imagine a beautiful green light shining from your heart, filling your body with more love, with more joy, with more happiness and peace. And then take one more breath here, inhale, and open mouth, exhale. And then I'm going to have you take your hands to your third eye, the space in between your eyebrows. And you can imagine a beautiful purple indigo color light shining from that area, allowing you to get in touch with your true self. Just take a moment to listen. Be still and centered. Take a nice deep breath here, inhale. And open mouth, exhale. Good, then release your hands down by your side comfortably in your lap. And we'll close our little meditation together by taking our hands back to heart center. We'll bow our heads to our hearts, honoring the beautiful light within yourself and within each other. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. And may all beings everywhere be loved and free. Namaste. Thank you.
Laura, would you please let people know how they can reach you and maybe where you have some classes?
Yes, my website is www.yogabliss.info. You can also find my name on Facebook. It's Laura Bookbinder, spelled Buchbinder. My Instagram name is Laura B Yoga. And I teach locally in South Florida, in Deerfield, in Fort Lauderdale. So my schedule is listed on my website. You can go check it out. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Laura. This has been a great video teaching. I gained from it immensely, and I hope that all of you out there did as well. And to all you oil junkies, have a great day.
Yes, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.